So now I framed up some of the stuff that we use, the foundational work we use from Dr. Childress. I want to talk a little bit about the High Road to Reunification as a catalytic psychoeducational intervention. And the High Road is a 4-day workshop that is used at the onset of a protective separation to reset the family and to teach the left behind parent, the chosen targeted parent, and the children the skills they need to transition to a healthy family dynamic. The post-workshop no contact period is for the mastery of the skills and the family to work with the trained mental health professionals, so the maintenance care provider. There's a very simple framework. Repair the parent-child relationship first. So if there's child abuse, any kind of child abuse, we must first protect the child, period. Then we educate the child and chosen parent to restore the bond. The bond is never broken, it's just below the surface for safekeeping. We rehabilitate the abusive parent. During the protective separation, we teach the parent skills needed to keep the child out of the middle. So during the High Road or therapy during the protective separation, the child learns the skills to be in relationship with both parents and to resist the pathogenic parenting or the pathology of the pathogenic parent. We reintegrate the child with both parents as always being the goal. We want to share with you that it's never the goal to eliminate, it's always the goal to integrate. So it's not about elimination, it's about integration, reintegration with both parents. The child loves both parents. And I want to share this high-level framework with you of the High Road and why it works. And these next few slides were adapted by the presentation Dr. Childress and I did at the AFCC conference in 2017. It's hard for me to believe that it was in 2017. All these years later, we've presented this in a professional capacity, and the professional community is still really vastly asleep at the wheel. And they've done everything they can to try to put me out of business, try to badmouth me. They ignore me and Dr. Childress, trying to pretend that we don't exist, yet here we are. And this is a professional level description of the High Road Protocol, and I just want to explain how the High Road Protocol achieves its success in restoring the normal range functioning of the child's attachment bonding motivation with the parent. So this is a catalytic psychoeducational intervention. It involves a sequence of structured activities that restore the normal range functioning of the child's attachment system. And when we look at this slide, you've probably seen this. This is a therapeutic model, requires a protective separation, and it takes about 6 to 9 months or longer to resolve the pathology and recover the child. This is the High Road, also uses a protective separation. However, we recover the child in a matter of days, and the temporary protective separation or no contact can be much shorter. So we use the relationship rating scales I showed you earlier and to determine the child's readiness to reintegrate with the pathogenic parent. Usually the protective separation is 90 days. However, in some cases, it's longer, and in very few cases, it can be shorter. It just really depends on the participation of the pathogenic parent and when the child is reintroduced to the parent's parenting practices and the child is monitored to see how the parenting practices impacts the child. This usually, it's only possible for older children whose brain is developed enough to understand the skills and to resist the pathology. So this is a normal going attachment system, all lit up with love and bonding, affection, empathy, and compassion. And when a child arrives at the High Road, the attachment system is not lit up, it's dormant in the background. And so most of the kids are so angry when they arrive. Anger is just a misappropriated grief response, and the child is grieving the loss of their parent that's still alive. And oftentimes the child's angry because nobody on the treatment team, in the court, the judges, lawyers, and mental health providers know how to fix the problem, and they fall deeper and deeper and deeper into the family pathology. So in the orientation, I inform the parents and the child what's going to happen in the workshop, what they can expect. After the orientation, we start to watch a short narrative film on empathy. So we start to activate the empathy center. Once the empathy center is glowing, we move to the next interactive activity, which I then do an active activity on compassion while the empathy center is glowing. Now we have the child who still shows anger and grief. However, they are moving to the background, and the child's empathy and compassion centers are now glowing in the forefront. We do an interactive activity, and I start to gain the cooperation of the child, and we launch into another short film about judgment, prejudice, hating a certain group of people, maybe people that they used to love. So we start watching other films about what's going on. After the morning, the anger is either gone or extremely dissipated. And then we move into more media and activities that enact the child's cooperation and interaction, and sometimes mild interaction. And now the affection center is starting to glow. As the attachment system is glowing, we review material and additional few short videos about the brain and how the brain works and some fun activities. We do fun things that keep the child engaged, and we have different things that are age appropriate for different children. The average age of the child that attends the workshop is 12 to 14. We've had children as young as 5 and children as old as young adults. The children that are on the younger end of the spectrum are often siblings to either tweens or teens that have been emotionally cut off. So that's usually the range, but the average age is between 12 and 14 that get court ordered into the program. Grief is gone and the child is interacting and engaging in the workshop. By the end of the workshop, the child's attachment system is glowing in empathy, compassion, and affectional emotions are usually the last to glow. The high road, again, is a jump start to the long-term care and a reset for the family. Maintenance care with a family systems therapist is required to get the family back on track and functioning in a normal range, healthy, functioning family post-divorce. So this is just the beginning. It is not a magic pill. It is a reset, and the trained family systems therapist works with the entire family post-workshop, reinforcing the skills learned in the workshop and teaching the skills to the pathogenic parent at first separately. And once the skills are mastered, then the reintroduction of the pathogenic parent happens in a controlled and monitored environment with the family systems therapist working with the entire family system. The High Road Protocol represents the specific components, videos, and structured workshop activities, and sequences are used to really create a catalytic intervention that's applied. So both the component content and the sequence in which the supporting underlying brain systems are restored are critical to the successful application of the catalytic interventions. So I want to thank Dr. Childress for creating those beautiful slides back in 2017. Again, they're still relevant today. And the restoration of a normal range functioning family and the brain systems allow for the resumption of normal range functioning in the attachment system and normal range attachment bonding with the parent and the child. We've established the authority of the court. We then reestablish the family hierarchy. We explain the basic rules of engagement and build trust. I explain to the child who usually shows up in protest that the old family paradigm is over. The new family paradigm starts today. And the child will sometimes demonstrate an emotional discharge, relief. The child typically engages in 5 to 45 minutes of protest behavior and challenges, to authority. Testing the authority. Are you capable and competent? Can I trust you? Will you respect me? The child's protest behavior represents an emotional discharge in response to the stress relief from being taken out of the middle of the spousal conflict. And by responding respectfully and with calm, confident authority, the facilitators can communicate respect to the child's experience. And by responding respectfully and calmly and confidently, we can begin to develop trust. The parenting skills we teach parents, like I've already discussed, the facilitator demonstrate in the workshop. We answer questions in a calm, cool, collected manner, and we allow the child to have an emotional discharge of stress and relieve them of being stuck in the middle. We begin various activities of empathy. There's no demand to interact with the targeted parent at first, and we address the child's anxiety about the workshop by demonstrating respect for the child's emotional exhaustion and triangulation. And we build trust by demonstrating complex, authentic empathy for the child. The High Road is 8 easy steps. remove the mindset obstacles, re-educate parents through co-parenting skill building, recover the authentic child, reestablish the attachment bond, restore normal range family interactions, reintegrate in the new family paradigm, rejoice and reward a family celebration, and post-workshop handoff to maintenance care. We are operating in the background with maintenance care to make sure that if they need something, we're here for consultation, to answer any questions and to handle any of the difficult challenges that may come up that they are unfamiliar with. So this evidence-based practice, we've recovered hundreds of children and families. We continue to do so today, despite the high level of haters and people trying to spread incorrect information about me, the program, and flat out lying about what needs to happen. Pathogenic parents lie and create drama everywhere. This is Dr. Childress and I presenting this at the APA in 2019. This is a report that Dr. Childress wrote. He brought a 15-year-old adolescent male in after the High Road workshop into his maintenance care, tracked the family, and this child is now aged out and has gone off to college and has a relationship with both parents. Not all families who are experiencing the pathology need a full protective separation. It really does depend on when you catch what's going on, as well as the targeted parent's ability to learn and implement skills to recover their child and prevent the alienating parent's behavior from taking hold of the child. And I will close the framework of the High Road with helping you understand that without an intervention from mental health, the courts look to you, mental health providers, if you're a mental health provider, for a solution. If you don't provide a solution, the family will stay stuck.